Hare Krishna, Mihir.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, just a minute, just a minute. Okay. Okay, is it visible now? Yes, ma. Please continue. Yeah. Hare Krishna, please continue.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava Pandava na nahai as ansansta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana.
Question. Yeah.
Translation: who is called the renew? How can we pronounce that word, Mataji?
What is called renunciation?
Renunciation. You should know to be the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme. O son of Pandu, for one can never become yogi unless he renounces the desire of sense gratification.
Yeah. So who is said to be a sannyasa? Sannyasa means the one who has renounced all the senses. All the senses are under his control. But yeah, one cannot become a yogi. I think you have heard about the what is it, Dhruv Maharaj story. When he went to the forest and all, for the initial few days, he was surviving only on the fruits and vegetables. Then he was surviving only on the water. Then after some time, on stepping on what is say standing on one leg in that mountain post, he was doing a sadhana for many years. So we have to renounce that desire for the sense gratification, that is to gratify our senses and feel all those once we have a control over senses, then we said to be in a renounced order, the actual yogi. That's what Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Yeah.
6.3 Aruruksho Brune Yogam Karma Karanamuchyate Yoga Ruda tatyaiva
tasyaiva
tasyaiva shamaha karana muchyate.
yeah
Translation: for one who is new type in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for the one who is already elevated in yoga sessions, cessation
cessation of all material activities
of all material activities is said to be the means.
okay. So here Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna, neophyte means very entry level devotee, you know. For him, the eightfold yoga system is something like Ashtanga yoga, various limbs of yoga, that is niyama, dharana, all those things will be there. So these will add to that person. He think these are only the eightfold yoga system. But a person who is there in highest level of bhakti, you know, for them, cessation of all material desires, that means not interested in the worldly things, is said to be the highest level of achievement. Yeah.
Text
Yada
yada
yada hi nendriyartheshu
yada ne yada hi nenendriyateshu
na kamasvam anusajjate
nakar nakarma svanusajjate
sarva sankalpa sannyasi
sarvasankalpa sannyasi
yoga rudhasadochyate.
yoga ruda to duchyate.
Yeah.
Translation: a person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for the sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities.
Yeah, it's the same thing again. You can continue. Uddhared atmanatmanam
Uddared atmanatmanam
natmanam avasadayet natmanam avasadayet
natmanam
avasada sadayet
avasadayet
atmaiva hi atmaiva hi
atmaiva hi
atmano bandhur
atmano bandhur
atmaiva
atmaiva
ripuratmana.
ripuratmana.
Yeah.
Translation: one must deliver himself with the help of his mind, not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well.
Yeah. So one should have a controlled mind, is a controlled senses. Okay. So for a person, they say, no, mind is been compared to a wind, you know. And unless it is stationed and calm, you know how it will be peaceful. But if some the winds go into a storm, means you it will be a, like next to impossible, because it will carry any heavy object. So all this is because the mind again is interconnected to the senses. Unless you have a control over the senses, having a command over the mind is next to impossible. Yes. Yeah. Bandhuratmana tasya. Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute. Bandhuratma tamannatsya
Yenatmaivatmana jita.
yenatmaiva manachita
Anatmanastu satrutve.
anat anatsmanasu shatru Tve
Vartetatmaiva shatruvat.
vartetatmaiva shatruvat.
Yeah.
Translation: for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy.
Jitatmana prashantasya.
Hitatmana prasan
Tasya
satya
paramatma samahita.
paramatma samahita
Sitoshna sukha dukkeshu.
sitoshnashu
Dukkeshu
khadukeshu
tatha manapamanayo.
tatha manapamanayo. Translation: for one who has conquered the mind, the supreme, uh, the super soul is already reached. For he has attained tranquility. Mataji, what is tranquility?
Sabdata.
Okay. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same.
Yeah. Because he knows it's all, anything mishap happens also, he'll think it's Krishna's plan. So anything good, of course, Krishna is there. So he's not affected by honor, dishonor, happiness, distress, and all those situations. Yeah. Next. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma
Jnana Vijnana Triptatma
Kutastho Vijitendriya
Kutastho Vichitendriya
Yukta iti Uchyate Yogi
Yukta Iktyu Tache Yogi
Samalostram Shakanchana.
Samalostram Stakanchana.
Yeah.
Translation: a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by the virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything whenever it is
Whether
whenever
it is, whether,
whether it is pebbles, stones, or gold as the same.
because for him everything is the same. Yeah. Suhrun Mitrari Udasina
Shruhunmitra Udasina
Madhyastha Dvesha Bandhushu
Madhyastha Deshya Bandhastu
Sadhu Swapi Chapapeshu
Sadhu Api Chapapeshu
Sama Buddhir Vishishyate.
Sama buddhirvisishyate.
Yeah.
Translation: a person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers,
Hmm.
affectionate beneficiaries, the new
Benefactors.
benefactors, then neutral mediators,
Mediators.
mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind.
So the learned person will see everyone with a Brahmane Gavihastini, that Sunicheva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So you'll see everyone on a same platform. Next. Yogi Yunjita Satatam
Yogi yunji satatam
Atma Namrahasi Stita
atma nam rahisi sita
Ekaki Yata Chittatma
ekaki yata chittatma
Nirasir Aparigraha.
nirasira parigraha.
Yeah.
Translation: the transcendentalist should always engage his body with mind and self in relationship with Supreme. He should live alone in a schedule,
Secluded place.
secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of
Possessive.
possessiveness.
Yeah. So like how Rishi Munis and on good olden days, sannyasa means typically they used to go to the vanaprastha means they used to go to the forest, live alone, simple life and all. That's how a yogi should be, free from all the attachments. Yeah. Sachodeshe pratishtapya
Sachodeshe pratishthapya
sthiram asanam atmana
sthira masana matmana
nati uchritam nati nicham
natyuchitam nati nicham
Chailajina Kushottaram
shailajina kushodaram
Tattaikagramana Kritva
trekagra mana krutva
Yata Chittendriya Kriya
yata chittendriya kriya
Upasisya Saneyunjad
upavishyasane
Yunjad
yunja
Yogamatma Vishuddhaye.
yogamatma vishuddhaye.
Yeah.
Translation: to practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha, kusha,
Kusha grass.
kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities, and fixing the mind on one point.
Yeah. So just now in the previous paragraph, we have discussed like you should go to a secluded place like Vanaprastha, going to the forest and living in a place and free from all the attachments. So after going there, how it should be clean and it should be secluded means with full privacy. Like you're not living in association of a people. Okay, you're living all alone. So how your routine should be there, where you should be sitting in a, you should lay down a grass, then a deer skin, then a soft cloth, and the asana should not be too high and too low, and it should be very sanctified place. So we just have to sit there and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling the mind. So this is how it goes. Samam kaya siro grivam
Samam kaya sirogrivam
Dharayan achalam stira
darayan achalam stira
samprekshya nasikagram swam
sampreksha ya naksikra nasikagram
swam
nasikragam swam
dishaschana valokayan
dishaschan chana vailokayam
prashantatma vigatabhir
prasantatma vigatabhir
brahmachari vrate stita
brahmachari vrate sthita
mana samyam yamachitto
mana samyam machitto
yukta asita matpara.
yukta asita matpara.
Yes.
Translation: one should hold one's body, neck and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with a unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life.
Yeah. So in the previous paragraph, we have learned like how a grass should be laid down, how the asana should be, the position of asana, and like how you have to condition your mind. So in this paragraph again, he's elaborating little bit more like all your body, mind, head, all should be in a one line, and you should be staring at the tip of your nose. That's how you do the sadhana, and or with free from all the desires, and once you concentrate on the tip of the nose and you meditate upon the Lord, then automatically you progress. Yunjanevam sadatmanam
Yunjanevam sadatmanam
yogi niyatamanasa
yogi niyatamanasa
shantim nirvana paramam
santim nirvana paramam
marsamstham adhigacchati
matsa matsamsthanma
adhigacchati.
digachyati.
Yeah.
Translation: thus practicing constant control of the body, mind and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or the abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence.
Yeah. So, yeah, by constant practice of the mind, definitely you will be reaching Krishna's place. That's what this paragraph says. Nati asnatu sorry. Nati asnastastu yogosti.
Natya
Asnastu yogosti.
nastu yogosti.
Nachaikantam anasnata.
Nachaikantam manasnatah.
Nachati swapnas silasya.
Nachati swapna silasya.
Jagrato naiva charjuna.
Jagrato neva charjuna.
Yeah.
Translation: there is no possibility of once becoming a yogi, O Arjuna, if one eats too much and or eats too less, little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough.
Yeah. So everything has to be balanced. Okay, nice asana is there. Now you are concentrating on the tip of the nose. For the daily things, where do you get your energies from for that? So sleep and food, which is required for to maintain the body, isn't it? And that is to be taken in a required proportions. That's what Krishna meant to say to Arjuna. Yuktahara viharasya.
Yuktahara viharasya
Yukta chetasya karmasu.
yuktachestasya karmasu
Yukta swapnavabodhasya.
yuktasvapna vabodhasya
Yogo bhavati dukkhaha.
yogo bhavati dukkha.
Yeah.
Translation: he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, and recreation and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system.
Yeah, one who has a regulated life of eating, sleeping, all those things, it's a planned life, scheduled life. It's easy for him to practice the yoga. That's what Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Yada viniyatam chittam
Yada viniyatam chittam
atmani eva vastite
atmani eva tisthite
vatisthate
eva vatisthate
nishpraha sarvakamebhyo
nispraha sarvakamebhyo
yukta iti uchyate tada.
yukta ityuच्यते vachetata chada.
Yeah.
Translation: when the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga.
Yeah. So in the previous paragraphs, Lord has described about how a place he should go to a secluded place, he should have a proper place, and asan has to be given by kusa grass and deer skin, then the soft cloth shouldn't be too high and low, and he should have a regulating eating habits, regulated sleeping habits. If you have a conditioned mind, and all his senses are to be under the service of the Lord, like. A person who has attained the tranquility stage, who sees everyone with an equal vision and all, and by concentrating on the tip of his nose and having a regulated life, everything very disciplined life, schedule for everything is there. So such a person is said to be established in a yoga. Yeah. Next. Yatha Deepo Nivatostho
Yatha Deepo Nivastho
Ningate Sopamamrita
Ningate Soma Samrita
Yogino Yata Chittasya
Yogino Yata Chittasya
Yunjato Yogamatmana
Yung Yunjato Yog
Yogamatmana.
Yogamatmana.
Yeah.
Translation: as a lamp in windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendent self.
Yeah, a controlled man is a controlled man, isn't it? Here, Lord Krishna is saying a person who is there in the highest stage of bhakti, definitely he'll be in a transcendental stage. Okay. Yatro paramat te chittam
Yatro parmanechittam
niruddham yoga sevaya
niruddha yogasevaya
sukham atyantikam yattad.
sukham atyantikam
Sorry,
yatta.
sorry. Niruddham, we have completed this, I have jumped here. Yatra
Okay.
chaivatmanatmanam,
Yatra
chaivatmanatmanam,
Devatmanatmanam
pashyanatmani tushyati,
Pashyanatmani Trushyati
sukham atyatmikam yattad,
Sukham Matyatnikam Yatta
buddhigrahyam atindriyam,
Buddhit Grahyam Matit
atindriyam,
Matindriyanam
veti yatra na chaivayam,
Vettiyatra Nachayvayam
stitas chalati tatvata.
Sthitat Chalati Tatvataha
यं लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं
Yam Labdva Cha Param Labham
मन्यते नाधिकं तथा
Manyatenadikam Tataha
यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन
Yasmin Nishto Na Dukkhena
गुरुरपि विचाल्यते
Gurunapi Vichalyate
तं विद्या दुःख संयोग
Tam Vidya Dukkha Samyoga
वियोगं योगसंज्ञितम्.
Yogam Yoga Samvitam.
Yes, you can read the translation.
In the stage of perfection called trance and samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. The perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses established. Thus, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact.
Yeah. So once he attains the stage of samadhi, okay, so he's free from all the material desires, and he's in a state of a pure mind, and he's able to enjoy that pure transcendental stage, okay, and he was able to realize to his senses the transcendental stage, okay, and yes, he is situated in a boundless transcendental happiness. When Dhruv Maharaj was doing the meditation and all, he was like, when Lord appears in front of me, I'm going to ask, like, the only desire what I have is to sit on the lap of my father. And when Lord appeared, he was in a trance. He was not able to ask anything, because when you see a higher success or a higher taste, you will not have an affinity for the lower things. Similarly, a person who has attained the stage of a samadhi, it becomes easy for him to achieve enjoy that higher state. So the rest of the material things will not please him. So that's what Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. So he is not shaken, and any sort of a difficulty it might be there, he'll just laugh and say, yeah, Krishna, I understand your plans. Something you are making me understand or learn some reason behind all these things. So he is not affected by any of the miseries of the material nature. Yeah. Sa nishchayena yuktavyo
निश्चयेन युक्तव्यो
yogo nirvinna chetasa
योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा
sankalpa prabhavan kamams
संकल्पा प्रभवान् माम
tyaktya sarvam asesata. Tyaktva sarvan
त्यक्त्वा सर्वानशेषत
मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामम्
मनसैवेद्रियग्रामं
विनीयाम्यासमान्तता
विनियम विनियम्य समन्तत.
Yeah.
Translation: one should engage oneself in the practice of yoga when determination and faith, and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation, and thus control all the senses on all the sides by the mind.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. I think we'll conclude for today. Rest of the chapters we'll do tomorrow.
Okay, Mataji.
We have around, I think, 47. Okay. So 24 a day. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you, co-host and participants. See you all tomorrow. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mihir, you have to mark your attendance. Mataji has posted the link in the chat box. Yeah, please do it.
Mataji,
Mm.
can you
Yes, tell me.
can you keep the pranam mantras in the WhatsApp group, please?
Yes, I will do it. I'll do it. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Gunashri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, please follow up with the participants. No, actually, the attendance is very, very low.
Yeah, Mataji, what to do? Like, I don't know, like,
The
calling
new
them
batch,
is also like, it is of, I'm like, they know they have to attend. They're not attending. I'm not sure.
yeah. How about the new batch also started? Mataji, level 2?
New batch, I think it's a combined batch, Mataji, this time. It's not a separate.
Okay, combined with
the adult batch.
Oh, that would be better, I think.
Yes, Mataji. I think considering this, seeing the trend of this last 2 months, I think they've combined this time.
Yeah, I think if our class can also be combined with some other thing, that would be better, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, but I think the chapter wise, I'll just discuss it with Nandita, Mataji.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mihir, did you mark the attendance, ma?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay then.